Palastgeflüster, which means palace whisperings in English, which is another language. This is it, people, this one little box. I cannot explain how much fun is contained in this one little box. Palastgeflüster. I'm not whispering anymore. I had to get this from Germany. My brother went over there and he brought it back for me because I told him to. Much love, box. Okay, there is only, 50, 60 cards in here, but the game is immense. Okay, each player chooses a color, say purple, and they get the same 6 cards put into the deck. The way you win is, 7 cards, is it? 7 cards. The way you win is by playing all 7 cards in front of you. You play 1 card at a time. But remember, these are all mixed up. You don't have to play all the same color. The colors are important though, because whichever card I put into my tableau, that color dictates who goes next. So if I put my own color, I must go next. If I put down a pink, then pink must go next. Or whatever. If I put down a brown, it's the player with the least number of cards in their tableau goes next. Unless there's a tie, then I get to choose who goes next out of those people. Now, when you play each card, there's also an action. Now, the loser, to lose the game, to lose the round, you are put into a position where you have to play a card that's already in your tableau. So there's heaps of interaction in this game where people try to not only build their own tableaus, but knock each other out by giving them the cards they don't want. Okay, so Sophie, these are German words still on the cards. Thankfully the rules are in English, but I like saying the German ones. Sophie, she lets you discard a card from your hand and pick up a new one from the deck. Mundschenk, he lets you swap 2 cards in tableaus, one from yours, one to another player's, but you can't swap the Mundschenk and you can't swap a card that will cause a duplicate. Schatzmeister, if you play him, everyone sees what's in your hand. Oops. Wachter, if you play Wachter, you can put a card from your tableau back into your hand. If you play Zauberer, then you can swap 1 to 2 cards from your hand with another player's hand cards. Hofnar does nothing. Hofmarschall, he lets you turn over a new king card. The king cards are in a small deck at the middle of the table. They're face down. And when you pull over the next one, it tells you up the top which card's actions will not work for as long as this card is visible. Okay, so if Zauberer was up, you could play it, but you're not going to swap any cards with each other. So you want to make sure you play cards at a time that aren't going to hurt you, but help you. Hofnar is the only exclusion because he doesn't have an action. If Hofnar is up, the king doesn't let him be played at all. Okay, in this game, you often think you're going to win, and then something pulls the rug out from under you. Someone usually wins all of a sudden out of the blue. If someone plays all 6 cards, they get a point. If someone loses, they get in that position where they jump up, scream, chuck their cards because they thought they were going to win, but everyone made them have cards that only were already out, so they lost. Then everyone else gets a point, and it goes until a set number of points depending on what the game says for how many players there are. But I love this game. Not much to it, but oh my goodness, there's so much to it. I cannot, the king will hear. I cannot tell you how much I love this little game. I just put it in my pocket, take it to places, and no one ever wants to play with it with me, but at least I tried. There is a lot of strategy. There is a lot of interaction. There's a lot of stand up and scream moments, and it's tiny. Oh, I love that little thing.